Hi, guys.
Hi, guys from our new home in jail. We got caught coming back from Mexico. I was carrying dope.
You weren't.
Yes, it was you.
We're in Eatonton in Georgia, and Jim, who works at Titan Pictures
Titan
here.
Pictures, yeah, this is his
their
home base.
Yeah, and this is their jail studio. So it's an old band. And when did he say that it stopped being an operation? It wasn't that long ago.
Around 2000, I think.
Yeah. So it was a proper jail, but they...
Yeah, pretty scary.
I don't think it would have been very comfortable.
No, the solitary confinement rooms that have the sprinkler in the roof for the people that they can't even bring out for a shower, and they just turn the sprinkler on in the roof. Yeah, no thanks.
And being a proper American, drinking out of a red cup.
It's a pong cup.
Beer pong cup, yeah.
I'm being responsible. I'm drinking Body Armour. Nice hydrolyte power energied person.
Because Peter brushed his teeth in the shower in Mexico and has upset himself.
The Tulum tummy. It's pretty horrendous.
Yeah, poor thing. Yes, always seems to happen to you when we travel. Always.
No, we got to Europe last year.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. This year.
This year, sorry. Last year I didn't.
No, last year you didn't. And then America.
Yeah, but this was different. It's not food poisoning. I got their bug and I can feel the bug still in there moving around. Gross. Yes, it's not fun to pee like a girl for 4 days.
Yes. I've got to go to the dentist soon because I've knocked one of my cavities loose.
We're having fun.
We're having so much fun. We are in the wars.
But you're getting sleep now.
Yeah, because I can sprawl out in my bed now. I couldn't sprawl out in my other bed.
Well, I told you that I would take that
Yeah,
room.
but I didn't want you sleeping in a single bed.
I can handle a single bed.
No, you can't.
Well, you haven't seen how much my wife sprawls and forces me into one edge of the bed.
Yeah, but if I gave you the single bed, then you would have just been like, oh, make your boss sleep in a single bed.
Of course, you don't think I would do that.
I don't want to deal with that.
Why not? You're going to have to deal with something from me. I'll find something else to make up.
So it's just easier if I take the spare bed and have a shitty night's sleep for a few weeks. A
No,
few
it's
days.
not. That's not good for me at all. Putting up with your grumpiness, I much rather...
I wasn't that grumpy.
I'd rather you be grumpy at me making fun of you stealing my bed,
No.
taking my upgrades off me.
I wasn't that grumpy.
Wasn't that grumpy?
More grumpy now. I've got to go to the dentist. I hate the dentist.
Well, they most likely hate you too.
Well, maybe they do.
Anyway, it'll be fun. Can we film it?
No.
It could be fun.
No, it can't be.
We should have got one of the jail dentists and we could have done it in here.
No, they don't have... No.
They would have had dentists that come to jails.
They don't have them here now, though.
There could be an old, retired one.
I don't want to retire. I'm terrified of the dentist. I don't want someone who's retired.
But if we put you in one of the secure cells, you'd get the real feeling of what it would have been like to be in a
I
jail.
don't want that.
So,
Thank you.
you're no funds.
I'm lots of fun. I just hate it. I had a really bad experience when I was like 10 years old. I had to get a tooth removed and they gave me the injection, but it didn't numb me properly. And I told the lady, I was like, I can still feel it. And she just like ripped the tooth out anyways. It was excruciating.
Excruciating.
It was screaming. I
I thought
crying.
you said you hate needles.
I don't like that, but
So one or the other.
no. Well, if I'm getting a tooth removed, I need it to be numb. Like I don't like having the needles in my mouth, but if like there are certain times that you need to have them.
Oh.
Like when you get a root canal, which I also had to have. See, I just have.
So you've had a root canal?
Yeah. Why do you think I hate the dentist so much? I've had so
I
many.
should hate the dentist more than you.
What? Oh yeah, because you had like heaps of teeth.
I had like 16 or 18 teeth pulled out.
God.
Because I had too many teeth, and as soon as I tend to grow second sets of teeth,
Jesus.
which is really, I think I'm a penguin.
A penguin.
You know, the other rows of
Yeah.
teeth in the background. But yeah, no, it's like I never had a tooth pulled for a cavity because I don't have I've only got that little cap because I chipped a tooth. And the dentists were devastated when I went in after chipping the tooth the last time, they were trying so hard. They couldn't believe I didn't have any cavities. We've got to find one. We're going to keep digging until we can find one. And I think wasn't until I said, don't keep just digging, looking. There's nothing there. You've done an X-ray. If there's a cavity, you'd see it. Oh, we just haven't seen like teeth that don't have cavities.
I've had so many fillings. Anyway, that's my fun for the afternoon.
Sure we can't film it?
Positive.
No funs.
No, people don't need to see how anxious I get. My little round face.
So you could come out a full balloon. You might end up looking like your friend. Sorry, not having got a friend. Her friend just had major dental work and ended up being a moon face. So what did you do this week beside poisoning me by pouring water into my alcohol?
I didn't poison you.
I reckon you did.
I did not. We travelled.
I've only ever got food poisoning or upset stomach when I'm around you.
No, you haven't. You've never been sick without me being around.
Not food poisoning or that? No, never.
So before...
I've never had food poisoning before in my life.
Oh. I thought you had.
No, I had one. I had water poisoning once. Oh. But there was a warning sign on all of it was a whole country district where the dam got a thing called blue-green algae breakout, and that creates a toxin in the water which really upsets your stomach badly. And I was working with my brother building a house up there, and you don't read signs on fences when you're driving.
You don't read anything anyway.
So it was like 40 odd degrees, it was stinking hot, and we were just chugging water out of the tap on the farm without even thinking. Yeah, both literally cramped. That only lasted a day. Like, we just cramped really, really badly for a day, and we just drank beer from then on. We did not touch. We were going through nearly half a slab each a day because it was so hot there. Couldn't get drunk. You'd sweat the alcohol out quicker than you sweat the water out.
Why would I purposely poison you?
I can think about 400 reasons. Every nasty thing I've ever said to you, every time I stir you.
Because I don't even want to poison you.
I haven't even put you in my will yet, so you need to wait a little bit longer.
But why would I do that just before a workshop and then it's not like I can teach.
So I just think you want me to be uncomfortable.
Why would I want you to be uncomfortable? Then I'm just going to listen to you complaining.
I can write a list.
Because then I'm just going to listen to you complaining. That's no fun.
Sorry, this isn't fun either, but hopefully it'll...
Is that just like a Powerade thing?
Yeah, but so it's supernatural flavours, coconut water, electrolytes, anxieties... Oh no, it's not antioxidants. It's close to anxieties.
No, that's over here.
There's vitamins in it.
Look at you being so healthy.
So healthy.
I'm just drinking water.
I just really feel like the amount of fluid that's passed out of my bottom.
Gross.
My body's got to be missing every single thing. So I've hardly eaten. I thought if I have something solid, it's not going to come out. And I'm not just talking wet. I'm talking water.
I don't need to know.
It's like onion soup without the cheese.
I don't need to know.
You sure?
You're positive. You don't.
I can film it if you like.
I know.
You're no fun.
Oh my gosh, gross.
Yes, it is gross. Especially the first night here, it was every hour. Last night, it was nearly every half hour for a little bit. Then I went to sleep for about 4 hours and it started again.
Poor thing.
No, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm not drinking much alcohol and I've hardly eaten. I'm going to be so skinny.
So skinny.
I might as well do bikini modelling by the end of this.
Nice.
Nice. So what have you done this week?
I travelled to this little town and it's very cute
We've
here.
only been here 2 days, so it's not this week.
We finished up in Tulum.
And how did we finish up in Tulum?
We got our private chef to come back.
Right.
That was very nice.
That was a beautiful meal too.
Yeah. He was a really good chef.
Yeah, no.
I was really happy we booked him again. So yeah, that was a nice way to finish it off. And then we travelled here and...
We did an awesome shoot on that day.
Oh yeah, we did a really cool shoot.
It's annoying me now because the more I'm shooting and videoing, the more I'm realising how much that videoing is destroying me really shooting properly.
Yeah, and I think that's like the thing that you've been complaining about is that you're like...
The only shooting I'm doing is with the video running.
Yeah, and then you're complaining that your old work, you prefer your old work and much more than your new stuff, but all of the new stuff we've been videoing you shooting, and then the pressure's on. You're too busy talking about what your settings are and what you're doing instead of just doing it and really concentrating on getting the shot. And then if you're doing model training, things that you normally wouldn't say to the model.
Well, not in front of the model.
Oh,
the things I would think and then do something, I'm saying in front of the model. So the training's not really working as well as it does.
Because you're saying things that you normally wouldn't say in front of them, and then they're kind of getting a bit put off by that.
I was thinking, I noticed the other day I was as a cooking channel that quite a few of them do all the talking over the top. So they just video and don't say anything and then add all that over the top. Maybe especially with the two girls we shot yesterday, they struggled a bit with all the cameras on them and
there was
me doing...
a bunch of people standing around.
Yeah, but and then my descriptive over the top of saying how bad they are.
Yeah, and then it's hard because like I'm standing looking over your shoulder with a video camera shoved in their face. Yeah. So that's off-putting. And then we've got another camera, a wide setup, so that's also again off-putting. And then
we'll just play till
I'll figure it out. We will.
The fly on the walls I always liked, but I never seemed to get as much interest. Yeah. Whereas to me, if I'm going to watch something like a Peter Lindbergh or that, I'd rather be the fly on the wall and take my own things away from it. Yeah. Rather than if Peter Lindbergh's saying this is why I'm doing this, I didn't notice you were doing that. I'd rather say, why is he doing that? Make me think about it. Yeah. Right? Because as soon as someone tells you, it's in and out one ear. You didn't really... But while you're studying things, think, why are they doing that? You're literally thinking about it and answering
your own... It's making more like connections in your brain. You're more likely to learn and remember it.
Yeah. All that's hard.
And setting up all the cameras takes time and stuff.
Oh, it's all right. That's the other thing that frustrates me. It's always an hour and a half to 2 hours before we shoot. Yeah. By the time we get everything set up, and then we still don't set up properly and batteries go flat and...
Camera angles are shit.
Well, as Beck and I have already said, we really need someone watching all the cameras that are sitting around, making sure they're still recording things. But then we don't want that other person there anyway.
Because we wouldn't be ourselves if we've got someone else.
What if we've got a headless person? They couldn't hear or see us.
They couldn't see the cameras either.
Oh.
You idiot.
What about we have it remote controlled?
Get a robot.
They can sit in another room, maybe the toilet, and they've got their screen in there.
Why do they have to go behind the toilet?
It would be funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well, now you've got me all nervous. I need to check if this
I know, you're going to go to the toilet.
No, I'm checking this is still on.
The toilets here are pretty horrible.
Oh my goodness. I was just checking it's still on. And
they haven't been cleaned in like 23 years.
Yes, I know. I had a look in there and it looked gross.
Well, 23 years, there haven't been people here to use it.
Yeah, I know.
So the water just sort of grows in there on its own.
Ew.
Oh.
But no, it was. I did enjoy that shoot we did on Monday. We got through a heap of different looks. Just around where we were staying.
Oh yeah, and we're serious. I hated doing the video we were doing. Yeah. That just made me so frustrated because it was so hot and stink, but running tether cables and doing all that other stuff. Mm. And like I run the tether cables because it's quicker in editing, but I've got to a point where if I'm more uncomfortable in the shoot,
you're not concentrating.
Yeah, so I'm better off not to tether and just do the editing, find each picture and drop them in.
But that takes up the longer.
About 2 to 3 hours per video.
Yeah.
That's all cool. But yeah, that was a really cool shoot and we should show the world some.
We will. Once you get around to editing, but you don't like it. It's hard editing while we're travelling on your tiny little screen.
I can do it, it's just we haven't had time.
We haven't had time, we've been very busy.
Literally, we're working till we drop dead and then we wake up in the morning and start working again.
Yeah, I know. I'm exhausted.
We've only got 6 more days of workshops. Bec's going, only.
I'm just tired is all.
Why are you tired? You got no excuse. You got a lovely bed, a lovely room. We dropped you home at what, 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah.
And then you sat up and watched drug ads on TV.
No, I watched The Notebook. It was on the TV.
Oh, you watched The Notebook?
It was on TV and I cried. I always cry.
Oh my God.
It's a really sad movie. I always cry. What? Don't look at me like that. I'm a wuss. I may look like I'm tough and cool. Actually, I don't even look like I'm tough and cool. I just, yeah. It gets me. It always hits me right in the feels.
You don't. There's certain movies that hit me. Like Bohemian Rhapsody. At the end of that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. There's just different movies, yeah. There's something something in the story that gets to you.
Yes.
Yes.
That one always just gets to me.
Gets to you.
Sat in bed with my glass of wine crying, watching The Notebook.
Oh my God.
I know. How embarrassing.
She does the same with My Little Pony in first class on a plane.
It was business class. I wasn't crying. I was just eating my lunch, watching My Little Pony. I like My Little Pony. Does it make me cry?
Doesn't make you cry. And I have a gripe with American Airlines. When you book a ticket, you have the same reference number as the two of you. Why can't we sit next to each other? They always stick as someone. You're loving it. You're having. I've noticed the last two flights, you've had these great conversations.
No, the last one to get here, I didn't have anyone. Well, I had someone next to me, but
you could talk to me.
I just put my headphones in and watch something anyways.
Like you normally do.
Yes.
Yes. I suppose you like it when you got someone to talk.
No.
So he just finished doing a ayahuasca treatment. You were all informed about that.
Yeah. The guy was telling me about his few days doing ayahuasca, and I was like, that's so interesting. It's cool. And then I put on a movie.
But then I asked you a heap of questions and you couldn't answer one of them, so you weren't.
Because you were asking like really specific questions.
Oh.
Like.
Well, I was more interested in the stuff I've heard about it if he had the same experience. But you were just going, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, you were watching?
Anyway,
Cool, I just destroyed her. Payback. You've lost it. Fried her brain. It's called payback.
You've also got another gripe with them. Well, it's not even just American Airlines, but about your Polaroid film getting destroyed.
Oh, yeah. I'm worried about my other film.
Yeah.
So I had about $700 or $800 worth of film back, and I got the Polaroid, and I was really excited about
spoke
it.
About this.
Oh, did we?
I can't remember.
That we've cooked it.
Yeah.
No, because we only thought about once we've opened the. No, we haven't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I was not liking the black and whites, and I didn't know why.
Yeah.
I remember we used the last of black and whites. I went back to the colour film. It was exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, shit, all the shots look great. We shot in New York.
Right after
we hadn't been in a plane.
Yeah.
And now they've all got this milky wash, no contrast. Yeah.
And then I went on the Polaroid subreddit and found someone asking the question is, do the baggage x-rays fry your film? Because just a Google search would tell you, no, it doesn't. So, but then if you go to Reddit where people are actually speaking from experience.
No, Google, if you search that on Google and say, fly British Airways, because they're only going to bring up whatever they're getting paid to bring up.
No, it answers the question for you, but it's everything else I was reading just says, no, it doesn't. But then if you go to Reddit, it's people actually speaking from experience, and they're all saying that, yes, I have had a bunch of film destroyed.
Well, after I did what I was taking to America, there was a couple of photographers go, be careful of TSA. And I asked the question, is this in check-in or is this in carry-on? And I got the impression of them it was the carry-on was the problem. Because new carry-ons, you don't have to take laptops out. So they've obviously gone to a more extreme checking.
Yeah. Well, what I was reading, they were saying that you should put it in your carry-on, but then take it out and tell them, please hand search this. Don't put it through the X-ray machine. But we can't do that with international.
I don't think you can do it with America either. They seem to be really strict on, no, it has to go through. Like, even
These were American people saying that, though.
I know, but I just noticed when my bag got knocked back, she goes, "Oh, it was just this. Oh, we're going to put it through again." But you just saw what it was. It was nothing.
Yeah.
I still had to put the whole bag back through again.
I don't know.
Anyway, it sucks.
Yeah.
Means I just don't do film photography anywhere else but Australia. I can do that.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what it means.
Yeah, I can do that.
But it just sucks, like, that they've ruined, like, can you...
Well, surely, yeah. Surely they should have, although there's mostly not that many film photographers anymore. But, well, things like the Polaroids, like, obviously more people are going to be buying those. Completely frozen.
I took my Polaroid to Bali and it was fine.
Yeah, but they're saying TSA news.
They were just
Their
saying...
new scanning.
No, they were just saying everything.
Well, haven't had any trouble in Australia because I've taken mine around Australia. Not the Polaroids, but the normal film.
It was interesting, though. There was someone who said that they specifically had a problem when they went down to Mexico. So I'm wondering if it was when we flew down there. But no, because even in Austin, we did photos. Yeah, that's right. Sucks.
Oh, no, that's what it is. Because Texas is the new Mexico. They're going to be cut off from America soon.
Since when is it the new Mexico?
Well, they're going to be cut off. They're going to be their own country.
Since when?
Haven't you heard all of that?
No.
There was this big push about Texas becoming its own country.
Oh. I don't know. I don't watch the news.
So maybe they treat Texas as Mexicans, like we do with Taswegians.
What?
Tasmanians.
Yeah.
We treat them like they're Texans. They're down there. You know, there's maps that don't even have Tasmania on the map.
That's sad. What Tasmania?
There was one of the weather channels didn't even have Tasmania written on that lump. Oh, the poor little Tasmanians.
I'm sorry for them. They have good cheese down there.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Well, the Tasmanian tiger's been... There's none of them, I don't think.
I thought they came back.
The tiger?
Yeah, I thought I saw something that they felt like they weren't extinct anymore.
No. I think you fell over and bumped your head.
Are you sure? I'm sure I saw something that said they weren't extinct anymore.
Can everybody answer her?
I'm
No, I'm serious.
I'm going to fact check it.
You got to fact check it.
Yeah.
I think someone was doing something with a crystallized mosquito and trying to rebuild it in a lab, like in Jurassic Park, that sort of thing. No, they're definitely not back.
Are you sure? What did I hear then?
And then we've got the Tasmanian devils. They've got a really bad mouse.
I know, it's still extinct.
I think I just told you that. Oh, so you trust the internet over
Yeah.
me? Yeah, and the Tasmanian devils, they've got that bad mouth cancer, which has wiped out at least half of them. I don't think there's technically... I could be wrong with this one, but I'm nearly certain someone told me that there's no Tasmanian Aboriginal left. They were wiped out when the Poms came and raided us.
I think it's the devils.
The devils is a cancer problem.
No, because it's saying that they were only found on Tasmania, but they've been reintroduced to New South Wales.
They've been put in there to try and get a batch breeding without the cancer, and they want to get them bigger, and then they're going to start bringing back.
That's what I heard.
Most likely.
I don't.
It's close.
Yeah.
They're so close. They look exactly the same.
They look nothing alike. I just wanted to know what
sucks to be Tasmanian. But I love Tasmania.
I've never been.
We were going to go, but...
We were, but we're not.
No, we're going to... there wasn't enough wineries for you, so that's why we're going to Barossa Valley.
I'm excited for that. But I've never been to Tasmania.
Yeah, it's worth going.
I think I've travelled more of like other countries than I have of my own.
Most Australians, that's the case.
Yeah.
So the amount of Australians that they'll go to the outer cities, they'll never go inland.
Yeah.
Unless they go into the rock. But now they can't walk on it. They don't want to go to the rock anymore.
The
rock.
I find it funny, like I've been to the Grand Canyon like, God, how many times? I think I've been there like three or four times. I've got friends that live in Arizona and they've never been once. I'm from Australia and I've been 4 times. But then you ask me about things and I'm like, I've never been there. So I think it's when it's your own backyard, you tend to not.
So have you been to the penguins in Phillip
I
Island?
hate penguins.
So you've never been to the penguins in Phillip Island?
I've been to Phillip Island, but I'm not going anywhere evil penguins. I hate penguins.
You know they've got it with them redoing the docks in Melbourne for Tasmania. They've set up a penguin area for them because they live all in the rocks there.
Oh my God, keep me away from that. I hate them.
Next, they're going to reintroduce them to Ringwood Lake.
No, they are not. No. Keep those things away from me. They're evil. They're plotting. Have you seen them?
They're not plotting.
They are plotting. They have the creepy mouths and they all huddle together and they're so cute.
They're huddling because they're freezing cold.
Well, evolve
You would
better.
huddle?
Well, I don't know.
Evolve better.
I don't like them. I don't trust them.
Oh my God.
They're evil. I hate them.
We haven't seen a raccoon yet.
I really want to see a raccoon that's not stuffed in a boot shop in...
Doing a stripper pole dance.
That was really cute though.
It was a bit cute. Yeah, the place we're staying here, not the jail.
Not...
It's one of those, this is, the Americans, this mean nothing to them, but for us in Australia, the amount of horror movies where it's on lakes and teenagers go out and party and all of a sudden piranhas eat them in the lake because someone dropped a piranha in there 100 years ago.
I haven't seen many movies like this.
There's the one where the piranhas swim from the lake into a swimming pool and attacked everybody in the pool.
Oh.
And then they'd swim back into the lakes.
Oh.
You haven't seen these? I see Sri loves her B-grade horror movies.
Yeah, see, I can't stand them.
And I think there's another one where a shark gets into a lake.
Oh my God.
And there's a big crocodile one in a lake. Yeah, there was a couple where they went out on a boat trip and they got knocked out and they was stuck on this little island. And the croc was trying to kill them there.
Your wife watches really bad horror movies.
She absolutely... You put on a really cool horror movie, yeah, it's all right. You put on the corniest,
And she loves
so
it.
fake,
So
and the
far,
storyline's way over the top. Well, she watched that Mecca. Is it Mecca? That massive shark one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it's called. She loved it. I'm just sitting there, I can't watch this.
Yeah, I can't handle that stuff. No,
Just something that big doesn't cause a wake. That's impossible.
Yeah, no, I can't handle that stuff either. But so that's why you keep going on about these movies with piranhas, and I'm like, I haven't seen one of them.
There's quite a few of these like horror movies and that, which are really cool. And it's just like this lake.
Well, see, when I think of the lake and like this kind of thing, I think of American Pie 2, where they go to the lake house for the summer and they throw a party and stuff. That's what I'm thinking more of, is like American Pie.
No, so I don't know what. There's a really, really dark movie. I can't think of the name. And I'll never think of it. But it's where these super rich people, like the houses on the lakes are super rich, like the ones we've seen here. And the couple are driving, they drive into their property and there's electronic gates they get into the house, and then there's a knock at the back door. Like, it's just two young, like maybe 18-year-old boys are sort of wearing college type sports clothing type thing, and they wanted to borrow a cup of sugar or something, and it ended up being a horrendous torture movie.
I think I know what that one is.
I can't remember what it's called, but see, this lake is that lake as well. It's very similar.
But no, it's very cute. It's very quaint, except Peter thinks it looks like a horror movie.
I was talking to people right here last night, and they all have got really good ghost stories. And one of them said he's super religious, never believed in. He's a scientist. No, he's not religious. He's a more scientist way of thinking. Everything he does is like science. You got to prove. He said, "Nah, fully believe."
There you go.
It was quite funny though. It's one of the stories he told. He said he was in there and he heard some steps in the hallway. So he reached over, grabbed his Colt gun. I was like, only in America. We're not allowed to have a gun sitting next to our bed for a start, even if you did. And we can't have a pistol, so they have to reach over and grab a big shotgun. It was quite, I'd have to laugh at that. He says he was saying he was there like this. If the door opened, he was just going to shoot.
Oh.
Well, he said there'd nobody be in the house that should be in the house.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That is very scary.
I asked him, do you shoot the ghost? And he said no.
God. You didn't set a timer, did you?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
You did your job.
I set my timer fine. I woke up perfect on time this morning.
Uh-huh. I'm just going to check it. See, I'm paranoid now. No, we're still recording.
You're paranoid.
I'm paranoid. No, we're still recording.
I'm still recording.
Yeah.
We should. I want to do the podcast because they have a nice swimming pool down there.
Swimming pool?
It's a hotel.
Oh, yes, I saw that out my window.
So we could have done it in there.
We could have, but you wanted to do it in the jail.
It would have been... No, didn't we say no more pool podcasts?
I
Or other
didn't.
people told us that.
Yeah, we said, well, a few podcasts ago, we said something about no more pools, and then we were in a pool again. But I think I was after the sex pool. We said no more pools.
But we didn't do we should have done a podcast of that. That would have been funny.
We weren't allowed to bring any cameras there for a good reason.
Oh, yes. Although it would never be able to put it up on YouTube.
Yeah. No.
With all that happening in the background and all the steam coming off
I
the
did find
water.
that funny though, because I was like, I wanted to get some cute
That's
Instagram photos, and they're like, no cameras or no phones, no cameras. And I was like, oh, that's lame. I wanted to get some nice little photos. And they go, oh, that is why. I see. Please.
I see too much.
Say no more. I will be leaving. This is not where I parked my car. Pool. No, but I'm all for the pool. I'm not for the ocean. I like the idea of
An
it.
ocean podcast would have been perfect.
We did one in Fiji. We were sitting by the ocean,
Oh, that's right.
but I'm not getting in the ocean, not with the critters.
I love the fact we went to... we wanted to go down to the beach in Tulum and we booked a taxi and we'd already been ripped off by one. Oh, no, we hadn't at that stage, had we?
No, it was that one that ripped
Was
us
that
off.
one? So we sort of got a price off and he told me how much. He said cash only. He said, yeah, that's fine. Drove us there and when we got out, I gave him 600 and he said it was for 500. He goes, no change.
Yeah.
I said, I'll put it on card. And he goes, yeah, if it's card, it's 600.
Yeah.
I really was dumb. I should have just thrown him, well, if you haven't got change, here's 400. No, I should have done that. It's his fault. And bullshit, he didn't have change.
Yeah, I reckon yeah.
But anyway, we get down there and trying to find access to the
It's
beach.
so hard.
We went to something that was like anybody who's been to Bali would know. Potato Head. So the first place we saw that had beach access.
It was like fins, I think.
Like fins, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like 2,500 per head to get in.
Yeah. That's like 250 Australian dollars.
Just to get in, to be able to sit in their club.
But I think it was most likely like fins, that you've got to pay that, but then that's like a credit to go towards your food and drink there.
It could have been, but...
At fins, like the day beds, they're 400 Australian dollars, but then that's a credit, and then when you're there, you just order food and drink and until the 400 is reached,
Right.
and then, yeah. So it was most likely something like that. I don't know, we didn't listen to him too long. So.
No, 'cause we asked, so where can we get beach access? He said 1 kilometre
Yeah.
or a mile, whatever they're talking.
He said a
down-
kilometre.
Kilometre down the beach. And so we started walking.
It was too hot.
It was stinking hot, and we're in full sun, and the road's really skinny. It's two-way traffic, and every second car nearly rides you off because there's no footpaths. We get about halfway, and we saw this sort of like abandoned sort of thing. We could see the sand dune, and just went, "Can we get to the beach here?" Yeah. What was it?
100 pesos.
100 pesos
Each.
to walk across his property. And we found another place, and I said, what was this, 20 pesos or something? I think on 20 pesos. You thought it was $20, but I thought they said 20 pesos a head.
No, I think they said $20, so we're talking US dollars.
That's more than 100 pesos.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I went in there, and Beck had already looked up. She Googled it, of course. We know what Google's going to show. Fake stuff. These beautiful palm trees and white beaches. Get through there, it's all seaweed crap. The only palm trees are up in between day beds.
Yeah. It
Yes.
smelt pretty bad of the seaweed. The sun was so, like the white sea. We did have white sand, but the sun like beating off it was so bright. I could hardly look out, and
Then
we know
had
Peter doesn't like look away shots.
Oh,
Look away.
Dull look aways.
I love dull look away.
Then we had the shittiest friggin' margarita I've had in our life. Tastes like
I've
petrol.
had worse margaritas.
It tastes like petrol.
It didn't taste like petrol. It was all right. It wasn't the best. But I've had worse than that.
So anyway,
Come on, you can't tell me that one of those sugary ones that we had in LA a few years back was...
Oh no, they're disgusting too.
So was that worse? The worst one you
Was
had
it
in your life?
different disgusting?
Well, it can't be the worst they can't all be the worst in your life. What was the worst?
I don't know. You can't say who do you like better, your son or your daughter. So don't do that to me.
I'm not asking who do you like
Well,
better.
who do you hate the most, your son or your daughter? Sorry, same thing. You can't do that. Do you want to be blind or deaf?
I don't know.
You can't. Sorry, I didn't call you that. You. No, you can't. You think about it. There's like, as a photographer.
I could still listen to tunes.
Yeah, see, as a photographer, I'd hate to lose my sight, but as a musician, I'd hate to lose my hearing.
Yeah. And if I was deaf, I wouldn't have to listen to you ever again.
I can do that now. It's very easy. You're sacked.
No.
Then you never have to listen to me again. I will never get poisoned again. This is sounding really good.
Poisoning you.
Sus to this.
I'm not poisoning
So
you.
you're watching some movie or something about wives killing people or something. Not that you're my wife, but there's something you're watching is about how to kill somebody.
No, it wasn't.
You sure now?
I mean, I like my true
True
crime
crimes. There we go. You were telling me a story about
I think
how
it was
they
maybe
killed
one of
them
my
by
podcasts.
got them continually getting them food poison until their stomach disintegrated.
No, I listened to
There was that one they
guy hired a
poisoned.
hitman. No, he
There wasn't one that she was poisoning him slowly
No.
with a chemical.
that I know of.
I thought it was you telling me there.
No, I watched one. I listened to one recently where the guy killed his wife, but he poisoned her with something. He ordered like hitman and stuff, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a one. Oh, so we're back in Australia. We still haven't heard about Mushroom Woman.
Oh yeah, true.
If you're interested to hear what mushroom, maybe why that's the reason the Australian dollar dropped. She didn't do it.
We should. I want to look.
There's
that
no
up
true
now.
crimes going to come out of it.
I want to look up what's going on with that case. I was really interested in that while it was relevant.
Relevant. No, but there was a show I watched, and it was basically saying that some of these people, they come up with their story and they plan it to the nth degree. And if the police start diverting from what the story should be, they start saying things to make the police come back onto the story they want them to think. And they're basically pointing out to the police that they were never going to get caught if they went the diverted way. But because they said, no, I'm pretty sure he's been poisoned. So all of a sudden they do a toxicology. Yeah, being poisoned. Oh, there's some arsenic in your cupboard. They pretty much dogged themselves in because they're so fixated about keeping the police on this story. They divert from the story. They just pull them back onto them and get caught.
Well, the times that you've got, like, how could it be me? Because the times that you've got food poisoning. So you got food poisoning when we went out to that restaurant in London, and every time we go there, we always go there because the ribs are amazing, and you diverted and you got fried chicken. You shouldn't have diverted. You should have got ribs like I did. So that's not my fault that you diverted from the OJ.
I don't believe their food poisoned me. I believe someone poisoned me in my sleep.
You had chicken that night.
Yeah,
and then
so I eat chicken all the time without poisoning.
Yeah, but chicken's so easy to get poisoning from, and then you got home and you were sick.
No, I wasn't sick till like 2 a.m. There was plenty of time for you to poison me.
I was drinking wine and went to sleep. When would I have time to poison you? Me and Tess were having aperitif.
You and Tess. So Tess is a criminologist. Sorry, I think she might have helped you. I didn't forgot about you had an assistant in this.
Me and Tess were having aperitif on our balcony in our comfortable and modern apartment. When would we have had time to...
Oh, that's right. That's where I was sick. But that was the only good thing about apartment is it meant I could sit on the shitter and lean in the bath at the same time.
Oh my God.
Whereas the place in Chicago, Boston.
Chicago,
Austin.
you got it right.
I got it right. In Chicago, it was like, what end's going to come out first so I can align it with the bowl.
Oh my God, gross. And that was again your fault for getting a friggin' octopus tentacle. Yuck, I don't want to eat little
I thought you said chicken is the most food poison thing. So I didn't get chicken.
I said it's very easy to get it. And then you got octopus, and this seafood is also a very big culprit. You got a weird tentacle. You even said the tentacle tasted weird. And I'm not going to eat that. See, if you were like me and you were fussy with your food and you ate safe foods...
If I was like you, I'd eat macas and cheese.
Yeah, I love mac and cheese.
And that's it.
Yum.
Yum.
Don't get food poisoning from it. Mm-hmm.
If I was like you, I'd never eat.
I eat.
No, but see, the foods that you like are not... Like halloumi I'll have like once. I've had it
Safe.
3 times in my life.
I don't think you can get food poisoning from halloumi cheese.
I bet you I could make it poison.
Well, yeah, if you poison it.
No, if I just rub it against some raw chicken and leave it out in the
That's
bench.
what I mean, if you make it poison.
Right, so I can make it poison.
But if you don't make it poison, just as it is, like as it comes from the shop.
Where's the fun in that?
I don't get poisoned. That's fine.
Oh, you got poisoned. You said you had a runny bum too.
I did not.
You did.
Don't talk about my bum, please.
Are you saying that you lied to me? Was that a compassionate thing? On the very first...
Oh my God, can we not talk about this, please?
Oh, so I tried to talk about my runny bum, but not yours.
You're the one who brought it up. And you always talk about it.
That's all right. People would like to know more about the runny bum.
I don't want to.
So you did.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
So you
please.
accidentally poisoned yourself. You ate something you'd poisoned for me to eat, and you actually took a bite.
No, I was brushing.
It was your cheese.
Ice. I think it was the ice.
The cheese you bought, you poisoned that.
I think it was either the ice in the drink or when I was brushing my teeth, I did at one point accidentally use tap water. I didn't swallow it. The second, I ran my toothbrush under the sink.
Under the tap water.
And then I started brushing my teeth, and then I was like, oh shit, and just like spat it out and like rinsed my mouth out with bottled water. Because I was like, uh-oh. It was just the force of habit. Like you turn the sink on to wash away the toothpaste. And then because the tap's running, you're like, because I'm used to that. I'm not used to having to use a bottle of water.
Well, I'm used to that too. I did the cup of water. I can't do the cup of water in the shower.
Well, just don't brush your teeth in the shower. Just brush them at the sink.
That's where I brush my teeth.
Now that you're sick.
You can't change a lifelong habit.
Yes, you can. You gave up smoking.
That wasn't a lifelong habit. I didn't start smoking properly till I was 15. At 15 years of being not a smoker.
So have you always brushed your teeth in the shower? Like even when you were a kid?
I think once I started having showers, I did.
One of my exes used to brush his teeth in the shower. I must admit,
I don't know what it is. It's just
they
something...
do feel cleaner.
Yeah, I know. That's it. And especially when you go...
I think it's the hot water, maybe.
Could
I think
be.
maybe steam
I'm
makes
not a
it
big
feel
fan
cleaner.
of toothpaste, so I'm trying to dilute the crap out of it because I don't like the taste of it.
Why don't you get flavoured toothpaste?
I don't like toothpaste.
But you can get like tutti frutti ones.
Oh, yeah, that's not toothpaste. It's friggin' rubbing sugar into your teeth.
No, it's not. It's the kids' one.
Tutti frutti.
Yeah.
They used to have a thing called pearl drops.
Pearl drops.
Yeah, it was a big thing when I was young. So all the superstars would use pearl drops.
Why don't you use it? Because you are a superstar.
Because I don't like taste of toothpaste.
But you're a superstar.
Oh, yes, you monster.
I like getting payback.
I like getting what?
Payback.
Payback.
Pearl drops.
I can get payback better.
No, you...
Downgrades are so easy to do. Oh, that quietens her. Every time.
I'm enjoying drinking my wine from this red cup. I feel like a true American.
I'm loving drinking this tropical punch.
I'm actually really enjoying where we are at the moment. It's really... I feel like I'm in America, like it feels like authentic America.
I know, I'm turning more of the toilet than anything else. And finally got to a place that has southern everywhere and I'm not drinking it.
That sucks for you.
Oh, you really care.
I do care.
It's all right.
And I got nice wine.
You got nice wine.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell everyone. Today I am drinking the Velvet Devil Merlot. It is from Washington State, and it's very tasty. And I've gone back to buying based on the label. I like the label.
You like the label.
I thought it was very fitting for myself.
Still found it weird in that wine shop. Like, they had such a big selection of spirits, but very small selection of wines.
A few.
Yeah, but compared to the spirits area. I would have thought they would definitely had 19 chromes at least.
Yeah, I was surprised with that. I was still trying to find that bloody Spanish wine.
You found it in Australia, haven't you?
No, but I want some now. I can get it when we go back home and get some delivered, but it's a really good wine. It's got me on the label.
I reckon you'll be able to find it in LA.
Not actually me. It's got like a little cartoon that looks like me.
So you say.
It does. It's got a little bandana in its hair and big fake boobs.
NFTs. Oh my God.
Hopefully I can find it. I'm glad I found it in Australia because that's a really nice wine. I'll order some.
Yeah, I actually like that too. I was pretty peed off when
Battery.
finally I found a wine that
You like?
I
Then we
liked
go back
that
to
was
get
there
it and it's
and
gone.
gone, sold out. They had one bottle.
Maybe everyone else really liked it as well.
I don't know. I found that bottle shop weird. Well, that wasn't really a
It
bottle
wasn't
shop.
a bottle shop. It was a supermarket. It was like
It was more than a supermarket. They sold motorbikes.
It was like Walmart, but for Mexico.
Motorbikes.
Yeah, Walmart here sells guns.
Well, Kmart in Australia used to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Back in Dardai,
Dardai.
they used to have guns in there.
Huh. Wild.
West.
I don't remember a time when Australia had guns. I was a little baby.
I think we could, I don't think we could. We were legally allowed to use air rifles when we were young. I was allowed to shoot a gun when I was young, as long as I was with parents. My gran used to take me out like 8, 9 rabbiting.
Wild. They terrify me.
Well, she was on a farm.
Yeah. I guess that's how you brought up.
Yeah, that's...
It's all relative.
Never forget, she had this 22 that just got lent against the wall. And had been lent there for so many years. The little lump on the tip of the gun had worn dead flat, so there's no sight whatsoever. And she'd go, we're going to get a rabbit or a couple of rabbits for tonight. She'd grab the gun and 2 bullets. And I'd say, what if you miss? I don't miss. She's right. Every time dead kills, they're headshots.
Oh my God. Crazy. It's also crazy.
But that was how people were back then. It was like live off the land. See, I didn't have to worry about things like glyphosate in their food and stuff like that because nobody used anything.
Did they get food poisoning back then?
Most likely not. Well, everything was off, so their body was. Well, sorry, nobody in Tulum, nobody who lives in Tulum would have got food poisoning.
Oh.
Well, it's like all the people in Bali.
They don't get to Bali belly.
And all the people in India. So we've got some bad stomach bugs in India.
I don't know, I've never been.
Unless you're Indian and you don't get it.
Because they've grown up with it, so their bodies are like
That's
adjusted
they're
to it.
racist bugs.
They're racist.
Yeah.
No, I think it's your body's adjusted to it. It's like how my body's adjusted to me drinking a lot of wine. And people say I'm an alcoholic. I say no, I'm...
My body's not adjusting to this.
My body's not...
No. Only one more mouthful and then I can get readjusted.
What are you going to do? Are you going to have a southern or no, you're not risking it? Not going to risk it for the brisket?
No, we've got our welcome cocktail party.
Oh yes, we do, because we start workshops tomorrow. So
We've got that and at the lodge.
And we've got to sort out everyone's accommodation because I don't think the lady understood my accent. I was just trying to pay for everyone's accommodation and I think she charged us for like 1 room. I was like, but she was looking at me a little bit, so I don't think she understood.
Everybody looks at you like that. I didn't want to tell you this, but it's quite common. I see people look at you like that.
I don't think she understood my accent, which is understandable because we do speak very funny and very fast.
We're having, I think, hot dogs or sausages on a fire, and we get to throw, what do they call it, corn sack. You get to play corn sack.
Cool.
Cool?
Whatever the hell that is.
I'll video it and show the world.
Okay. Good thing I put on my sneakers.
So you can play corn sack.
Yeah, whatever the hell that is.
But you don't know what it is.
No.
I should arrange for Jim to take you out in the boat on the wake
I would
boats.
love it. I'm not wakeboarding, but I would like to go on the boat.
A wake boat?
Oh, they go very fast, don't they? Don't just go evil. What is that laugh?
It's called payback.
You're scary. I just want to go on a yacht. Is that too much? I just want my own private island on a yacht.
Jim, who's here, is an Olympic yachting person.
That would be nice.
Yeah, but some yachts are like the size of a bathtub.
No, I want a big one with a little swimming pool on it.
They don't have swimming pool in those yachts because when it leans over, it empties the pool out.
But I've seen yachts that have pools in them.
Yeah, but they don't have sails.
That's fine. I'm happy with that.
A sailless yacht.
Yeah, I want like the big ones that like Audrey's always on. I want one of those.
I saw a ripper the other day. I was trying to show it to you. You ignore me. Whenever Bec wants me to look at what she thinks is funny and nice,
I never show you.
it's like, Peter. I just wanted to show it was this big yacht that had a full-size Olympic pool. There was all palm trees around the sides of it. And it was only that far off the water. Looked amazing.
Amazing.
Yep. The whole thing was a swim-up bar.
I am a fan of swim-up bars.
Anything to do with bars and swimming?
Yes.
No, not swimming. You don't
I don't.
Oh, you don't swim because your hands can't get wet.
Yeah, I don't like my hands getting wet. That's why I like.
So weird.
Why?
I want to see you try and shower without your hands getting wet.
No, it's just like in the body of water. I don't like it.
So how do you wash your dishes?
In the dishwasher?
So you never ever wash in the sink?
Well, if I do, I normally you have the tap running and.
Oh, you're one of those people that just wastes the water.
Well, I rarely do that. I just stack the dishwasher, or I'm normally I'll go on drying.
Yeah, you stack the dishwasher wrong, I've heard.
Yeah, I know. I get told that all the time. like Jared will open the dishwasher and he'll say like what I've done, and he just looks at me. He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "What is wrong with you?" Like, he told me off for the way I hang out clothes.
I don't think I've ever seen you hang any clothes.
No, because he was like, "Is there any rhyme or reason?" When I was like, "What do you mean? You get the clothes, you get the wet clothes out of this, and then you hang them up. Simple." And he's like, "No, see, all of my underwear goes over here, and then I put all of your underwear together, and then I put all of my socks together, I put all your socks together." And he groups it all because he says when he's taking it off, it makes it easier because it's all together. I'm like, who cares? Just put it wherever it fits.
But you do that with food. You never put food in your underwear. You always keep it separate.
Well, of course I'm not.
You never put food in your socks. You never put food in your shoes. So why would you put Jared's socks next to your smelly undies? Maybe it's smelly undies. He doesn't want.
No, I don't know. He says it makes it easier to put away, which makes no sense to me because like it's just going to be folded and put on the table before we put it away anyways. I don't know.
I think I might be on Jared's side because if I do the washing, all the shirts get hung up in one area.
That's what he's.
Because when I go to put them in the cupboard, because the shirts we just put onto the actual
coat hangers.
Coat
we do
hangers,
that as well.
and you just have to grab them all, go and drop them straight into my closet. But if it's got shirt, jock, sock, shirt, that's like.
But all of
I'm not going to hang my jocks and coat hangers.
But yeah, I know, because but all of our shirts are on coat hangers as well, so that's different. But with undies, you got to take them off and fold them, and so it doesn't matter where
Do you fold your undies?
I fold Jared's for him because he has boxes.
Fold.
I fold them in half,
Why?
so they fit in his drawer.
Oh, so his boxes are so big they're going to be folded to fit. Or has he got tiny little drawers? Is his drawers like this big? This is.
I don't know. I just fold them in half.
I put my socks together in a pair.
I put my socks together. I just kind of chuck my undies in my drawer because mine.
Yeah, I just grab them all and we wouldn't be hammer, throw it in and slide it shut. I don't fold.
I fold them.
Oh, you don't iron them? No. You sure? You'd starch up the ball area and make it really stiff for him. Talking about stiff balls.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I think I need to go to the toilet.
Gross.
Gross?
Yeah, well,
You've got to go to the dentist.
I gotta go to the dentist. I don't like that. Hopefully they tell me it's not actually loose, it's fine, and it's fine.
What a waste of everyone's time it is if that's the case.
Oh, I hope it is the case. I don't want to have them to like pull it out, like pull the filling out and refill it.
If it's loose, they'll just go flick and it'll fall out. You'll be fine. Suck it up, Lancy.
I'm going to cry again.
What photo are we putting up? Are we going to put a picture up of you filling?
No, we're not putting it. That's disgusting. I don't want to click on it.
But doesn't your mum have something in a jar that's disgusting?
Yeah, she got a mole that she had cut off her boob in a jar. She called it Cocoa.
Pops.
Yeah, because it looked like a Cocoa Pop.
Oh, why would you keep that in a jar?
My mum's weird, alright? She has my old belly button scab from when I was a baby.
You wouldn't want to get hungry at night and not turn the lights on. You're going to get a Cocoa Pop and...
I love my mother dearly, but
God.
she keeps weird things. Yeah. I don't know.
Thank God you weren't a boy.
Thanks.
Anyway,
All right.
see you guys next week.
See you next week.